Now it's time on the Untitled Film Project Podcast for us to ask the big question. This is one where we want your input as well, and you kind of see where our heads are at. Wondering, what movie are you most looking forward to in the second half of 2024?
This is an easy one for me, because you would think I'd say Deadpool.
Yeah, I figured we'd all go with
right.
that.
That's the obvious answer.
But I'm not going to go for that, because I think it's a natural excitement. I think it doesn't need to be said.
It's already.
My answer is Piece by Piece.
Ah, the story of Pharrell.
Quiet on the set.
Hey, Pharrell.
Hey, how you doing, man? You know, it'd be cool is if we told my story with Lego pieces.
Seriously?
Yes.
Lego.
Just be open.
I think it's a tremendous take on. For like when I heard there's a Pharrell biopic coming up, I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I'm into music. I love his music.
Yeah, he's amazing.
My son recognizes his music, has danced to his music. It's in the studio he's a part of. So I'll go see it. But the fact that it's actually done in Legos and not just like a Lego section, like the whole thing is Legos, it's a day one have to see for me. So Piece by Piece is my answer.
Yeah, when I saw the trailer for this, I thought, oh my God, there is a whole bunch of people that they're going, oh, why didn't I think of telling my story as a Lego story? Because I think it's a totally unique way to tell somebody's life in another genre, pretty much. That's fantastic.
You know what the cool thing is that I bet, and I have no insight on this, but this to me as a creative, it looks like, okay, look, he's worked with Snoop Dogg, he's worked with Rex and Effect, he's worked with Gwen Stefani, he's worked with Jay-Z, he's worked with Busta Rhymes, yada, 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 yada.
Yeah,
okay?
you
like
name
a
it.
pantheon of
Country
music
artists,
since, since
every genre.
1992, okay? How do you get... You either have to cast them as somebody else, and then they've got to play that famous person, which is always impossible and hard, unless you're straight out of Compton. Or you have to get them to be themselves. How are you going to get all these people in the same place at the same time? It would not surprise me at all if somebody was like, well, we got this great story to tell. Well, who's going to play those characters? Well, let's make it animated. No, that's stupid. Let's do Lego. And now Snoop can voice Snoop, and Gwen Stefani can voice Gwen Stefani, and Jay-Z can be Jay-Z,
And they could sell so much,
that
movie-associated Lego merchandise.
And there's no age issue,
right?
Because the Legos take care of that. So they're not. So Snoop's not on screen being, what is he, 50-something years old?
Yep.
Playing a 35 de-age Snoop. Like it's great.
It's pretty genius.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, that is a movie like, okay, I'm there. The movie I'm looking most forward to is, okay, trivia question for you guys. What do these people have in common? Robin Wright, Robert Zemeckis, Tom Hanks.
Princess Bride. No, wait, that's not right.
Nope.
You threw me to Tom Hanks. No, I don't know. Well, this has Rob Reiner in it.
Anyone?
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. That is exactly right.
Oh,
Those are obviously Tom Hanks and Robin Wright are the stars of Forrest Gump, the movie directed by Robert Zemeckis and written by Aaron Roth, I believe. They are all coming back together for a movie called Here. This is a movie that is really unique. I mean, because Robert Zemeckis is used to making like blockbusters and sci-fi and all, just an amazing resume. But he's coming back with these actors, and I apparently think that I understand that he didn't like the de-aging process technology until now. It's a time and place. So it's a story of multiple families that inhabit the same place. It's a graphic novel, I guess it was inspired by. So it travels through generations and capturing all the different human experiences over a long length of time. And part of that time is where a young couple starts dating, Tom Hanks and Robin Wright, and it shows them all the way to their 80s. So we're going to see a very young Tom and Robin, and then we're going to see them as people that are, seniors, and then we're going to see some other people too. But it's all in one house, And I think it's going to be really interesting.
Hey, Dad. I'd like you to meet Margaret.
Nice to meet you, Margaret.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Young.
Time sure does fly, doesn't it?
Sure does.
So this movie is going to be somewhat experimental. There's another movie I saw that they're not going to stray from a camera position in that house. It's almost like you're a fly on the wall in that house over time. And it's a really unique idea. I've seen it done in some indie movies. There's one called Ghost Story where they focus on one space over the course of a long period of time. So I just think these people are all the best at what they do. I think it's going to be really good and so unique. I mean, Forrest Gump, no movie like it, right? Maybe this one's the same.
It's going to make people cry. It's going to be sad.
Oh, yeah.
100% it's going to be sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's going to be awesome.
It's giving like a different type of Notebook vibe.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Because, you're going
to connect with these characters because you're going to see them through different ages.
their romance
Yes.
and how it matures. And, these people are great. And, if you look at the clips in the trailers, it's the de-aging is really good. It doesn't look like de-aging. It looks like
How
they
far we've
filmed.
come. Look
Yeah,
how
it
far
looks
we've
like they
come.
filmed it when they were that age. And it also requires some special acting from people. Those two can totally pull it off. But they've said how we have to remember what it was like and how I acted when I was 20-something and when I was 40. There's going to be
it
great
helps too
performances.
when you have such a catalog as they have to be able
yes.
to pull from that for the de-aging because that's what they're using is AI generation, right? Pulling
Right.
from different clips and everything too from their catalog.
Good
if it was
point.
one of us,
Right.
there's not going to be as much to pull from our younger years. Whereas Tom Hanks,
Right.
he's been acting since he was very young, so therefore they have a lot to pull from, which helps that process, right?
Makes it better.
Makes
yeah.
it so much better.
I'm sure there's footage they're using from The Man with the One Red Shoe
Yeah.
that many people haven't seen, is my point.
Right.
Right.
If they use Splash or Big, people are going to recognize some
Right.
certain things. But if it's there's something that's a little less popular,
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Hanks he became a somewhat household name in the show Bosom Buddies, which was
Yes.
a TV show.
Yes.
And I'm seeing that.
Pop quiz, name the other guy.
Oh,
Peter Scolari is the answer. Go ahead.
Peter Scolari.
It's a trivia question, sorry.
Yes. I think that's going to be really neat. I look forward to that. I appreciate somebody who's not giving us another sequel or prequel.
Yes, and it does sound original.
Yes.
Completely original.
I love that.
So let's go to Justin Bradford. Tell us the movie you're most looking forward to in 2024.
All right. We have our obvious ones, right? The Deadpool and everything. But the one that got me when I saw the trailer is coming out in September, the end of September, and it is The Wild Robot.
Hello.
Goslings in print on the first thing they see. Which would be you? Here is Mother now.
I do not have the programming.
No one does.
So what got me from the first trailer overall is there's hardly any dialogue. So there's not much of a clip to pull from the first trailer. And it's just showing this robot that is basically deserted on an uninhabited island. And obviously set in the future, and how this robot interacts with the animal life and everything of that sort. What drew me in was how beautiful it looks in the animation style. I know it's based on a book, a graphic novel. I have not read that.
My wife is pumped.
But I was just immediately pulled in by the look and feel of this movie, that there's so much heart in the trailer alone without much dialogue that you already are connecting with this robot just based on its interactions with wildlife. That's how you do a trailer to get people excited that have no connection with the book.
Right. I would have no idea.
It pulls you in just on that simple trailer alone of showing this robot exploring an island, connecting with animals. I was hooked right then. And then I go and see who's voicing it, which, if you know me, you know I typically want people to develop their own characters with the voices.
Yep.
But you have Lupita Nyong'o.
Yep.
Pedro Pascal, Catherine O'Hara, Bill Nighy, Stephanie Sue. I mean, Ving Rhames, Mark Hamill are in this as well.
I mean, they're either great voice actors
Right.
or
And
they're
Mark
known
Hamill is
for,
a great voice actor.
He is absolutely
Fantastic.
one of the goats, right?
It's when you can make an amazing movie, and it's also animated. Like
Yeah.
it's a great animated movie. I want things like the Spider-Verse movies, where it's beautifully animated and it's a great movie. I want there to be more synchronization between great movies and animation, to where people don't say, well, animation's for kids. This movie's obviously going to have a lot more depth, that it's going to be targeted towards families, of course.
Yes.
But there's going to be layers. Like, you can already tell there's going to be layers in this movie, not like a parfait or an onion type of layers like Shrek,
Right.
but actual depth in this movie as well. So I'm very excited for The Wild Robot.
I am too. And, watching the trailer, I kind of put something together. There is a certain, I don't know what, magnetism for two creatures becoming friends. So, like, flipping through my phone, whether it be TikTok or Instagram or wherever, I find myself completely fascinated and sharing with people I love these videos of, hey, this, dog, they nursed a duck back to health, and now the dog and the duck are best friends. Right? They follow each other around. They're inseparable. Same thing, like, there's this, I love elephants, right? So I follow like an Elephants of the World thing. And guess what? This elephant is in love with this cow, and they hang out with each other, and they're sad when they're apart. That's what this movie does. Initially gives me the vibes of they are inseparable friends, and the robot and this other person, they have a connection, and I'm drawn to that. Like, they really like each other. They have to, so that's what I love about this one, is it kind of reminds me about the stuff I've been feeding myself on social media. So is there a movie coming out somewhere in the second half of 2024 that you think is going to be really amazing?
And your answer can be Deadpool.
Yeah.
Totally. We don't have anything against Deadpool.
We're all excited for it already.
We just wanted to go a little bit.
It's a given.
Yeah. It's a given. Yeah.
You probably do want to see that. But yeah, is there something else? Is there something when you're going to Deadpool that you've seen the trailer for a couple months now going, I think that could be pretty good? So let us know in the comments or message us on social media. This is the Untitled Film Project Podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Untitled Film Project Podcast. To support the show, please rate, review, follow, and subscribe. Original music by Jeremy Schwartz. Special thanks to the Music City Film Critics Association. Editing and post-production by Jeremy K. Gover. Voiceover by Chad Bennett.